All right, good evening. Welcome to our Fighter Fit for this Tuesday evening. We are still on our post-holiday mission of working off all the turkey and treats that we put in there. We're also getting into a time where things are closing down in terms of what we can do and where we can move. And so I hope you can use this outlet as a way to help keep yourself in shape. So move some furniture, get some space, and let's work out a little bit together. Okay, let's start out just by loosening up through the joints in the body a little bit. So let the head rise and fall. And looking from side to side. And ear from shoulder to shoulder. We'll do a few half circles in the front. That head roll. Let's loosen off the shoulders a bit. So forward and up, back and down. And then we'll reverse around the other way. Into the arms, we're going up and out to the sides. And then the other way. And reaching up and hanging to one side. Good. And over to the other. One more time to the first side. And the second. Okay, let's warm up the shoulders and the waist. We're going to raise the hands. We're going to twist them, twist the body and let them settle. Twist and rise and settle. And then reverse. Head the other way. Let the arms go nice and loose and wrap from side to side. Good. Pick up an arm. Let's cradle that and stretch it out a little. And same on the other side. Continuing to work on the shoulders, one over the head and a bit of a pull down. And same on the other side. Good. And behind the back, a bit of a pull. If you can join your hands, one from the top and one from the bottom, that's a great way to work on these shoulders. I just don't have that range. So I'll reach. I used to have that range. And give it a bit of a pull. Good. Shake it out a little bit. Let's do some wrist stretching. So thumb on the back of the hand and twist. That's it. And same on the other side. Thumb on the back and twist. Keep those wrists in shape for when we can get back to locking each other's wrists. Good. Thumb to the ground. Thumb on top of that hand and wrap and push in and down. So circle. And same on the other side. Thumb down. Other hand, thumb on top. And circle. Good. Fingers into palm and give it a bit of a stretch. And same on the other side. Okay, let's warm up the hips. So knees are going to come from the inside to the outside. That's it. A few circles on either side. From the outside to the inside. And then up to your shoulders. Shoulder, shoulder. That's it. And straight up to the chest. and behind the back and cross. A couple more. Last two. Good. And shake out those legs a little bit. Let's get the feet together. Roll those knees around one way and knees around the other. And a bit of a stretch down towards the ground. And while you're there, I'd like you to walk your legs a little bit. So you're going to bend one and straighten the other, and then change. So walk and change, 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 and then roll up from the ground. Okay, let's do a little bit of squat and lunging work to get some warmth in the legs as we get warmed up this evening. So we're going to turn on the ball, the foot. We're going to squat into the leg and touch one, and then the other side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Now let's turn and we'll lunge to one side. That's it. If you want, you can bring those hands up over the head a little bit. And then touch the hands inside your leg and hold for a moment. Good. You can drop that knee and come up a little bit. And let's change to the other side. So squat or lunging in. If you want, bring those hands up. Good. And then hands inside the leg. And then drop the knee and come up with the torso. And then come to center. Okay, shake out your legs a little bit. And let's do a few squats. So we're going to put the hands out in the front. We're going to squat down and up and down. That's it. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Go from touching to reaching if you want. 7, and 8, 9, and 10. Good. And shake it out of the legs. So the last few classes we've got together, we've been using a sort of lunging leg exercise with a twisting punching exercise from the Mahjong Lahorn Pai Gong Fu system. And this is a good exercise for building up mobility in the hips and strength in the legs and coordinating the turning of the trunk and the turning of the hips and the biomechanical chain of response, which is from center to extremity. So we want to get a sense that we're pushing down into one leg, sinking into the hip of the other to help turn the shoulder towards the front and press the hand out We're then going to work a wrist exercise that comes around and grabs. Then we settle in the middle and push. So push from the center down into the leg and out. Then you're going to circle and come through again. So we're going to do a couple sets of 10 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 20. Good. We're going to do the same idea, that same sort of dip and push, but we're going to change the arm work where we're doing a bit of a slipping parry or a block sliding inside. It's called waving the dragon's tail. We're going to pull and down and punch. So again, it's a wrist mobility exercise. You're going to scoop, you're going to pull down and twist. So 1, 2, 3, pushing the floor with one leg, 5, and receiving or settling into the other, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And walk in those legs a little bit as we get them warmed up. Now, one of the other exercises we've been doing to warm up the legs is a quad and hamstring active stretching. And this comes from the Kalari Payat system from South India. And so what we're going to do, and you've got your options depending on the space. I know everybody's limited with what space they have while we're working indoors and at home right now. So this exercise is done by pushing the ribs up towards the sky, and you're going to sweep the leg forward and then relax the knee and let the foot sweep back. Now this can be done in place where you kind of go one leg, and then you can do the other leg and then the one leg. Or you can take some time and just swing one leg a few times. Traditionally, the exercise is done with a step in between. I've got enough space to do that. You can modify to work on how it will fit inside your space. So we're going to go sweep and return, up and back. So you can modify however you like. We're going to go for about a minute here. Now, one of the ways this was described to me when I was training in India was that you're kind of pushing to the ceiling each time you reach up to the top. Push. So push those hands up nice and high. That's it. About 30 seconds in. Good. A few more passes. And we'll do one last pass. Press those hands up nice and high. Again, you can just swing that leg back and forth, or you can kind of march in place and change the legs at each step. Okay, it's getting some warmth in those legs. We're going to take another drill from the Mahjong Law or Pai system today. Again, because we're doing some kind of squat work for our legs. This is a really good, solid hip mobility and leg strength exercise. And again, depending on how much space you have, you'll have to modify this a little bit. So this is done with the hands on the hips. And we're going to work on, from the kicking perspective, the inside stomp kick and the side kick. From a stance perspective, we're going to be going from forward position to a deep hook stance to a crane position and back to the forward position. And so we can do this if you've got some room to move back and forth. You can do it as a progression across the room. If you don't have that much room, again, you can modify, take your stomp, take your side kick and your forward stance and just kind of step back and do it again if you don't have enough room to move forward. I'll be doing it as passes so you can see it as a constant pass, but again, modify to work with the space you have. So we're going to go stomp. Now, careful on your knees and hips, turn the hip, and you're trying to pretty much touch the knee on the floor. Then pick up into the crane, coil back with the hip, side kick in, and step and forward position. So a good overall strengthening for the legs while also working on some of the mechanics of the inside stomp and the side kick. Now what I'm going to do, right now I'm left foot forward, so I come back the other way. I'm going to put my right foot forward and work it on the other side. And you want to change up those legs as you're working. So side kick and down, stomp kick, squat to the hook, into the crane, side kick and down. Let's do that one more time each way. So about another 30 seconds or so of work. Come around and kick, squat, lift, kick and down, stomp, squat, lift to crane, side kick and down. And we'll head back the other way. Inside, down, crane, side kick. Oh, that right hip doesn't work so well anymore. Inside, down, come up, side kick, and through. One last one. Inside, stomp, down, and side kick, and through. Okay, shake out your legs a little bit. And let's pick up the heart rate just a little bit more here. So let's get some fighting on the balls of the feet. So heels are going to be just slightly raised off the ground. And we're just going to start just kind of lightly shifting the weight. If you want to come up to arms up, if you want to loosen up the shoulders a little bit, kind of both feet together for a moment. And then a little bit of side to side. One foot, other foot, catching in your hips. One of the things we want to do is teach our hips how to be shock absorbers, how to catch and root. So when someone's trying to uproot us, we can settle into those hips, not just into our knees and our ankles. Okay, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. That's it. Staying on the balls of the feet. I'm going to probably go for about 2 minutes here. And side to side. That's it. And 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Good if you want to start to play with your arms up. Start to think about some shoulder motion in there. Some setting in the hips. Some play. Good, side to side. Other foot forward. Good. Good. And side to side. Sit nice and low in those legs. Good. Other foot forward. I got about a minute left here. That's it. And side to side. Both feet together, almost like you're skipping. Tack, 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 tack. Tack, tack. Nice and light and low. Good. 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Nice. That's it, side to side. Other foot forward. We got about 15 seconds left, 20 seconds left. That's it. In motion. Okay. Let's pick it up just a bit. So we're going to start some in and out. Let's into the corners. Good, and some crosses. Good, back to in and out. Almost there. Good, and corners. And crosses. Good, and slow it down. Slow it down. Okay, there we go. Nice 3 minutes, getting that heart moving a bit. And let's get back to playing a little bit with covering some distance. And let's get the arms involved. And let's start to just play with some light jabs. So moving in and jabbing. I'm going to go for about a minute on this arm. So you don't have to blast all the time. But move, shift, push, throw that jab, come back to your guard, throw it out again. That's it. And throw, breathing as you hit. Good. Nice, keep playing. Good. That's it. And change arms. Good. That's it. Nice. And throw your jab. That's it. Nice. Yeah, slow it down. Keep walking a little bit. Just keep it. Catch the breath a little. I'm gonna keep on playing. I'm gonna take this into some jab crosses now. So back to 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, 1 and 2. Keep moving and shifting. But let's add a little more complexity and start working on our lead leg pivots. So we're gonna go jab, cross, pivot on the lead leg. That's it, jab and cross, pivot on the lead leg, jab and cross, and pivot, jab and cross, and pivot. And go around the loop again on this leg forward. So 1, 2, and pivot, 1, 2, and pivot. That's it. Don't just fire right away. Think about a little bit of play, a little bit of movement, and then throw your jab cross. And let's put the other leg forward. So we're settled. Remember, hips are active. In those hips, that's where you want to connect. You want to be able to push from the hip, accept with the hip. And 1, 2, pivot on the lead leg. 1, 2, pivot on the lead leg. 1, 2, pivot on the lead leg. And pivot. 1, 2, we'll go around the clock one more time. Good, jab and cross and pivot. Good, 1, 2, and pivot. That's it. 1, 2, and pivot. 1, 2. Okay, stay in motion a little bit. Nice deep breaths. That's it. Nice deep breaths. Okay, we were playing a little bit on moving on the square last time we got together. So without some arms, just get your guard and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to make a box. We're going to step out to our lead leg. We're going to step back with our back leg. We're going to step out with the back leg. We're going to step in with the lead leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, part of what you want to make sure of working on this exercise, again, catching in the hips, again, head over shoulders, shoulders over hips, because that's what makes for good balance, and consistency with your fighting position. So when you're stepping, don't get into closing up your feet. Try and find that consistent position with the feet. Good. Okay, same idea, but the box goes the other direction. Step back, front foot steps, back foot steps, back foot steps. 1, 2, that's it, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. That's it. We're moving and back. Nice. Let's change up. Let's go to the other foot forward. So let's make a box. Front leg starts us out with a sideways step and a step back. Over and forward. 1 over, 2 back, 3 side, 4 to the front. Front, side, back, side, front, side, back, side, front, side, back, side, front. Still on the balls of the feet. Back, last time, side, front. Good. Okay, now we said that we were going to go the other direction with the box. We'd start with our back leg. Back leg, back leg, front leg, front leg. That's it. Side, back, side, front, side, back, side, front, side, back, side, front. Good. Okay, come on in. And let's start to work a little bit on some legs as we keep moving here. So from our front fighting position, let's use some rear leg snaps. So we're coming through and back down. Ready, 1. Good, then step over. 2, and step back. 3, and step side. 4, and step forward. 1, step to the side. 2, move to the back. 3, move to the side. 4, move forward. Just getting mobility drills and on the move. 1, and kick, move back, and kick. Now we're changing. Now we're moving, kicking, moving, kicking. Shift and kick. Move back and kick. Move side and kick. Move forward and kick. And change legs. Other leg forward. So off to the side. So we're going to use our front leg to move. 1, and kick. That's it. Move back and kick. Move to the side and kick. Move to the front and kick. Side, kick, back, kick, side, kick, front, kick. One more time around the box. Side, kick, back, kick, side, kick, front, and kick. Good. Keep it moving. Stay in motion. Doing good. Okay, so let's double up the kicks a little bit. So now we're going to use the front kick to pull in and kick, and then the back kick to come through. So we're going to use those 4 positions again. So we're going to go kick, kick. This time we're going to move afterwards. So kick, kick. Now we move back. Good. Kick, kick. Now we move to the side. Kick, kick. And now we come forward. Let's go around the box one more time. So this time we're going to move over and kick. Move over. 1, 2. Move back. 1, 2. To the side. 1, 2. And forward. 1, 2. Around the box again. Shift. 1, 2. Back. 1, 2. To the side. 1, 2. To the front. 1, 2. Yeah, change. Put your other leg forward. Okay, so pull in, kick, back leg, kick, move to the side. That's it. Kick, kick, and move back. Running into things here. Good. Kick, kick, move to the side. Kick, kick, move forward. Good. Kick, kick, and over. Let's kick first, move second. So we're going to go 1, 2, and we'll move back. Good. We're going to go 1, 2, and we'll move to the side. 1, 2, and move in. That's it. And 1, 2, and over we go. Okay, slow it down a little. Take a deep breath in and down and in and down. Okay, let's just go straight front kicks, straight jab cross combo, and then we'll hit the ground and do some core strength work on the ground and some stretching to cool off. So we're back in our fighting position. So let's work on this idea of lead leg, lead arm, reverse arm. So we're going to go kick, punch, punch, and let's get our pivots. So we go 1, 2, 3, and pivot. 1, 2, 3, and pivot. 1, 2, 3, and bring it around. Good. Now, to play with that lead leg, you can do a couple of things. So you can think about sliding back and kicking, or dropping back and kicking. You could slip up the back leg and kick with the front leg. Let's just use those couple of options for now. So while you're playing, maybe you're slipping in, 1, 2, 3, and pivot. Maybe you're rolling back, kick, then moving in, 2, 3, good, and pivot. Slipping up, kick, 1, 2, and pivot. That's it, slipping in, 2, 3, and pivot. Let's go around the clock again. So your options: slide back, move in for your jab cross, and pivot, or slip in and continue forward before you pivot. Good, couple more. Kick, 2, 3, and pivot. That's it. Kick, strike, strike, and pivot, and we'll take it off the lead leg again. Either we'll switch that lead leg. So we're using the lead leg, rolling it back and tapping, or slipping in and striking, and then we're following that with the jab cross. Now you might just be kind of playing a bit of a setup game. You might be lifting the knee to get somebody to drop their lead arm a little bit. And then over the top, we're going with our jab cross. There's lots of good things you can play with this. So back to your guard, and you're kicking, jab cross, and then pivoting. Good. Kick, jab cross, and pivot. Keep moving. Slip back, kick, jab cross, and pivot. Move in, jab cross, and pivot. We're going to go around the circle one more time. So lead kick, jab cross, and pivot. That's it. Lead kick, jab cross. Nice. 1, 2, 3, and turn. You can pump up the intensity if you want. I'm an old guy. I can only pump it up so far. Yeah, kick, jab cross, and turn. Okay, slowing it down. A few deep breaths. Remember, if you want to take on the Qigong from traditional karate when you're breathing, there's this kind of movement where you go in and then you go down. And the imagery in the mind is that planting of roots. You're slowing down the heart. You're setting your feet in the ground. You're preparing mentally and physically. And okay, let's head to the floor. So we can slide one leg through. We have been working on some core strength by doing some sort of modified V-sits. So we're picking our legs up off the floor and we're sitting on the sits bones. And we're doing this with the idea of being able to turn while we're in this position. So you could go around the clock a little bit with this. You could take it the other direction. Good. And turn. Keep that feet off the ground. And turn. Good. Turn. So we're doing 90-degree turns. Now we can go 180. Around one way, keep those legs off the ground. Or 180 the other way. Keep those legs off the ground. That's it, 180 one way. Keep that position. Almost there. And turn the other way. Good, and set it down. Okay, so let's go from one side ground position. So we're going to put back one arm. I'm going to rock back onto our side. Now we can be pushing here, we can be kicking here, we can be turning and kicking sideways. Watch when you get really sideways, You don't want to get trapped to the ground. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to the sitting and back to one side. Up to the sitting and back. 1, that's it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now what I want you to do here is plant the foot and slide back. Plant your foot and slide back. If you don't have a lot of room, once you run out of room, go to your sitting B, do your 180, and slide back a little bit. Slide. That's it. Push, push, pick up the knees, and turn. Do a few more. So we're moving back. We're shifting. We're not going right to the floor, right to the shrimp. This is us just kind of making some space and turn. That's it. Slide it back. Good. And turn. Okay, so we're going to go slide back and inside kick. Slide back and inside. Slide back and get a sense. Or kick and slide back. Kick and slide back. So to do this kick, we're going to lift our hips just slightly off the floor. Kick, push back, change. Kick, push back, change. Kick, push back, change. Kick, push back, change. Okay, let's do one more bit of core strength work on the floor tonight because I see our time is disappearing. So let's work on the strength for our tactical get-ups. So we're going to put one foot close to the body. We're going to go to the opposite side arm, and we're going to pick the body up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do that same on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, sitting up. Last time we were working on our stretching work, we were talking about raising the hips off the ground. So I'm going to grab a prop today so we can talk a little bit more about that. I thought I had two. Okay, I'll just use one for today. So we were talking about getting some form of cushion. We want something fairly solid. Back when they had big Toronto phone books, that was a great thing. If you've got styrofoam SM from Insulation, a couple of squares of that are really good as well. Because so often for people, one of the obstacles to doing a good stretch is that there isn't the flexibility in the hips to move forward when we're sitting 90 degrees on the floor. The pelvis will rock back and then the upper torso will move in, and we won't move that flexibility, won't hinge that flexibility at the hip. So getting up onto something that's a little bit taller, I need something a bit taller than I have right now to really show it. I'll do that for you next week. Allows you to kind of come forward with your hips a little bit more, so that raising of the pelvis a little bit helps us to lean in and move from the lower back as opposed to arching through the chest. So we're going to start out with the feet just in the front. We're going to try and reach from the hips down towards the toes. And we're going to hold these for 10 to 20 seconds each for tonight. And we've been talking about the idea of not going for your maximum stretch straight out of the gate, but to move into a posture where you feel the sensation of stretching, the discomfort of stretching, And then you try to use the mind to coax those areas of the body to release and let go. And once they do, you can move a little further and try to, again, work through that sensation of releasing and letting go of the areas that are tight. One of the things we have to really watch for in flexibility training is hypermobilizing areas that are already flexible while not addressing the areas that need to be addressed. So it's not about the distance into the stretch that you're getting, but it's a lot like just like the quality of anything in martial arts. It's the quality of the movement that's important. Okay, come on up from there. And we'll tuck one leg in, one leg out, and we'll reach down towards the straight leg. So try as much as you can to work on form. I know it's really hard not to kind of just lean in to make it feel like you're moving further into the stretch, but to be realistic with yourself as to where the impeding muscle groups are. Good, we'll reach in between the legs. Good, and then we're going to go and lean over the bent leg. Good, we'll twist and we'll look over one shoulder. And then we'll twist and look over the other. Then we're going to change. We're going to put the other leg forward. So we're going to reach down to that straight leg. Keep scanning through the body with your mind and looking for those areas that are impeding the stretch. So make the goal less about how far into the stretch you get and about how much you understand about where the body needs to work on its flexibility and how to engage the mind in coaxing that tension out of those limbs. And we'll go in between the legs. And then we'll twist and look over, we'll lean over the one leg. And then we'll twist, look over one shoulder. And twist to look over the other. Good. Okay, let's move to working on some more hip flexibility. So we're going to bring one leg in front of the body. Now, if you can get this leg to around a 90 degree with your knee, or the foot to 90 degree with your knee, that's great. You've got some good hip flexibility. And let's lean in towards the front a little. So just a few more seconds. And let's change. So we'll get that other leg out in the front and leaning in a little. And remember, be progressive. You don't have to go into the maximum stretch right off the start. Take the time, let the body adjust. Pay attention to the areas that are tight. Encourage them to loosen. And coming up And last stretch of the day, let's go to a straddle stretch. Again, if you have something to sit on, this is a good one to work on with a little bit of height underneath the hips. And stretching in between. Good, and turn and stretch to one side. And turn and stretch to the other. And bring an arm up over the head. And reach to one side. Try to get this rib cage up to the ceiling as much as you can. And then change. Good, and come on. Okay, feet come in the middle. Let's come to standing, so 1 foot close to the body, hand in by the hip or underneath the shoulder area. Lift the hips, draw the leg through, and come on up to your feet. Okay, shake it out. Thanks for joining in tonight. Thanks for coming for a little bit of a workout. Let's keep touching base with each other. Let's take care of each other both mentally and physically during a time when stress and tension is high. Remember, people around you can feel the emotions coming off of you. We don't want to set up a situation where we're heightening other people's emotions because everybody's feeling really frayed right now. So remember, good fighters can calm themselves down. Okay, thanks for training hard, and we'll see you again next week.